Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good evening. Today is September 20th, and I want to talk about a topic of releasing regrets, learning how to not hold on to baggage and regret, and how to not let it affect or impact your current life and your future. So I'm going to read an excerpt. It's titled Release Regrets, and it says, life offers a series of teachings. Looking back, you may regret how you or another behaved or a path not taken. Breakups, layoffs, betrayals, and missed opportunities may be difficult for our tender dispositions. Still, do not use them as excuses to berate yourself, lose faith in love, or withdraw from the world. In your journal, identify what regrets you may have. Was it not pursuing your first love? Turning down a dream job because you lacked self-confidence? Failing to assert boundaries with others because you feared rejection? Identifying regrets can lend added insight into how you would approach similar issues differently today. Regrets are natural, but they are draining if you cling to them. Be merciful with yourself and others. Forgive your own or another's shortcomings. Make amends whenever possible. See missed opportunities as reasons to grow and accept the gifts that are offered to you now. You are not a victim. Rather, you are a beautiful soul developing and learning along the way. So just wanted to talk about, learning how to release regrets and pack light. When I say pack light, I think of that Erykah Badu song, Bag Lady. And as a kid, I didn't really understand what she was talking about. But as an adult, I definitely understand as a woman now, she's saying pack light, don't hold on to baggage or regret or any failed relationships, or you didn't get that job, or whatever things that, you might have, any type of disappointments you may have had. Doesn't mean to ignore them. It means more so to deal with them, heal from it, and move on. And when you pack light, you allow yourself to receive more bags, and I wouldn't even say bags, but more opportunities in the future. You won't be able to catch that bag if you have your hands full from issues from 3 years ago. So, and that's just not even just for work things, but especially in relationships. You can't go into relationships holding on to old baggage. It's just not healthy for you or the person that you're entering the relationship with. It's not fair, to be honest, to either one. When you think of regrets, don't use them as excuses to berate yourself, lose faith in love, or withdraw from the world. When it comes to breakups, or you might lost your job, betrayal, any type of issue or negative occurrence that might have occurred in your life, it's easy as a human to berate yourself. You might lose faith in love and marriage, and maybe because if that's a dream that you have, and maybe you were dating someone who talked of these things and it didn't come about for whatever reason, or you were betrayed. It's easy to want to withdraw from the world, and it's not saying it's a bad thing to withdraw, but you shouldn't withdraw to the point where you're not moving forward in life and you're allowing that whatever occurred to have power over your life. It's going to hold you back, give you baggage, and you're not going to be able to move forward and get the things that you want for yourself. So learning how to release regrets, it's a process to learn how to do so. It's not easy, because it takes a lot of skill, but also it's all about your mindset. Again, are you letting this whatever happened, this breakup, to take power over you? Especially if you weren't the one to break up. If someone broke up with you, and you are sitting around like doom and gloom and I'm never gonna fall in love again, or you reject yourself from having love again, that's not gonna do anything to the other person. You're only hurting yourself. So the faster you learn how to release regrets, the better for you. Because you'll be able to, you should not only learn how to release, but you need to learn how to learn from it too. Take the lesson and keep it moving. That's basically what this message is saying, is like, take the lesson but keep it moving and don't hold on to that. We're not meant to be holding on to regrets. Regrets are natural, but they are draining if you cling to them. You're draining yourself of the opportunity to have more opportunities. Like if you holding on to the betrayal that you experienced 8 years ago, you're not going to be within those 8 years. You've robbed yourself of the chance to meet the person of your dreams, because you're clinging on to what someone else did. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all hurt people. Hurt people. And that's why it's important to not rush into something and to be observant and make sure you're getting your needs met, and know when to let go. Know when to say no, know when to set those boundaries for yourself so that you don't get hurt, more than likely. Remember that you are not a victim. It's very easy when things don't go our way to go into victim mode and feel like, the world is against you, or everyone's against you, or, things never go right. Believe me, I know, because I go into victim mode. I definitely go into victim mode sometimes when I have a plan for myself and things aren't going right, or things aren't going as fast as I want them to, or I'm panicking because I don't have what I need at the moment. And it's easy to go into victim mode, but it's not helpful to you, and it's not going to be helpful to your future. It's not going to be helpful to those around you, and it prevents you from being able to see the big picture and to be able to not only heal and move on, but to allow someone else to come in and help as well. So just instead of going into victim mode, remember that you are a beautiful soul who's developing and learning along the way. I think it's something that as adults we forget to do, is to remember that just because you're an adult doesn't mean you're supposed to know everything. Just because you're a mom doesn't mean you know everything, a dad, whatever. Just because you're a teacher, whatever you are, there's no possible way that you know everything. And if you know everything, you wouldn't be on this earth. You would have already moved on to the next level. You know what I mean? That's the point of us being here on earth, is that one, you're supposed to learn something new every day. You should make that as a goal, and you probably do. You just might not really even think about that. And that, to continue to always be open to learning. Don't ever think you have that mindset of that you know everything, because that's not possible for us to know everything. Learning, life offers a series of teachings, and what I've learned is that when life offers you a teaching, if you don't learn the lesson, it will come back around. It might come right back around, or come a different time or in a different fashion, but life is gonna teach you the same thing over and over until you show that you get it. So instead of going through the same lesson over and over, causing yourself turmoil, which leads you to potentially play the victim, because you don't understand why the same things keep happening to you, or why you can never get it right, or why you can't just be happy, or whatever. It's not that you can't have these things, it's that you're not allowing yourself to have these things, because you're not releasing regret, and you're not allowing yourself to learn the lesson, take the L, and keep it moving, and make better choices. When you know better, you do better. That's for anything in life. So taking the time to learn from your mistakes is the best way to live your life. And don't be ashamed of making mistakes and being betrayed, or being hurt in love, or losing a job, or whatever. It happens to everybody in some form or fashion. You've lost something that you thought you weren't going to lose. You messed up something that you didn't think that you were capable of messing up. So that's the beauty of life. And the faster that you're able to understand that, the better for you. When you fail to assert boundaries with others, whether it be out of fear of rejection, not knowing how to do so, whatever, you're just opening that door for potential regret, because you're going to get walked over, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get used. It's just a given, because if you don't have any boundaries for yourself, you're literally saying to other people that you have no value of yourself. You And they can do whatever they want to you. They can take whatever they want from you, use you, whatever. So doing that, you are showing also that you're not releasing regrets, because you might have gotten to this point because you've been hurt so many times that you feel like you don't even have value. So you're in turn not even setting boundaries, because you feel like, what's the point? Because no one's going to treat you right anyway. So that is a horrible way to think about yourself, because it's just, you're literally setting yourself back. Again, you're preventing yourself from having opportunities, positive opportunities for yourself, all because you're holding on to whatever past things might have happened that have impacted your outlook on love, whatever, relationships, a job, anything. Just something traumatic has happened that you didn't handle it the proper way, in the sense of being able to look at the lesson, learn from it, take the points that are needed, and move along and make better choices in the future for yourself. So what else it says is like, be merciful with yourself and others, forgive your own or another shortcomings, and make amends whenever possible. See missed opportunities as reasons to grow, and accept the gifts that are offered to you now. That is very important, because you have to learn to forgive. You don't have to forget. You definitely shouldn't forget, because not to be like, oh, I'll never forget that you hurt me. It's more so like, don't forget what that person did, whether it be that person or the next one. You have to remember the signs and the red flags and the actions and the things that this person did that caused you betrayal or hurt, so that if someone else does it, you can be able to recognize it and know to set that boundary, to prevent yourself from being hurt again. Because the more you just don't allow yourself to learn the lesson, the more baggage you will have, and the more regret you will have, and the more heavy you become, which makes it harder for you to receive your blessings. So yeah, allowing your soul to keep developing and learning along the way comes with basically packing light, and like, not floating through life, but in a sense, yes, because I'm not saying that you should have, like, you're going to have a good day every single day, or no one's ever going to hurt you, or you're never going to experience rage or anger or anything like that. It's more like, allow these things to happen and pass through, but don't hold on to them. Release the regret. Don't, berate yourself to say like, oh, how could I be so stupid to do this? How could I allow this person to do me like this, or whatever? Because that's not helpful to you. That's you're hurting your own self. You're hurting your soul, because your soul is trying to learn just as much as you. So, if you're hurting yourself and your soul, you're not allowing yourself to learn the lesson to become even more beautiful and blossom. So yeah, release those regrets. Don't use it as an excuse to hold yourself back in life, to be honest. With anything, you didn't get the job, okay, keep it moving. What are you gonna do, just starve for the rest of the time? No, you're gonna be like, all right, I didn't get that job, let me go to the next interview, or let me keep applying till I get. Just keep doing what you need to do until you get what you need. And don't regret anything that you've done, because you didn't know any better. There's no way the only way you can learn to know better is if you make mistakes and you have regrets, and you do things in the way that you think that you needed to do, but then you can learn something completely new about, okay, next time I should handle it this way. So yeah. Another thing is being able to identify um, what you regret can allow you to have insight on how to approach similar issues differently. So being able to say, oh, you know what, I regret how I went off on this person when they crossed the boundary with me that I didn't even know I had. That's another thing. Sometimes that, someone can push your buttons that you didn't even know you had. And knowing how to not only handle that person the next time, but just knowing that, okay, well, this is an undiscovered boundary that I might have, or undiscovered a button that I have, and now at least I know, like, okay, next time I'm not going to allow someone to get me to this point, because I'm going to recognize, you know, these certain symptoms or these certain phrases or the way this person does something, and I'm going to know right away that, this is not what I like. I don't like being treated this way or talked to this way, and I'm going to set that boundary now so that I don't have to regret cussing them out or putting my hands on them or losing this relationship in the future, because I'm going to set that boundary and prevent myself from having regrets. So I guess more so just setting intentions for yourself, and preventing regret when you can. And as far as setting your intentions, the message is, I will not hold on to regrets. I will learn from them to create more fulfilling opportunities and relationships now. So don't hold on to your regrets. Don't hold on to your mistakes. Don't hold on to the fact that, you lost your job back in 2018, and ever since you've been, maybe you had to take some temp jobs, and you just haven't been able to get back, because you have to remember that everything happens for a reason. You can never miss out on a blessing. If a blessing is for you, it will come to you. There's no ducking and dodging it, no matter what you do. So whatever's for you will come to you. Whatever's not for you will pass you by. That's real. That's facts. And learning to not hold on to regrets. Learn from them, but don't hold on to them. Because you're literally just. That's, in a sense, you're holding on to regrets. You're just tallying up things that you've done wrong to berate yourself. And what function does that serve? It doesn't serve anything to you. It definitely doesn't serve to your growth, because you literally, in a sense, you are stunting your own growth, because you're not allowing yourself to recognize the mistake that you made, recognize the lesson, and know that, okay, next time I can do better because I know better. So, yeah, the message that I want to say is just releasing regrets. Everyone goes through stuff, breakups, layoffs, betrayal, missed opportunities, but whatever is meant for you will be for you. And there's no messing that up. You can't mess up what's for you. And remembering that when you make a mistake, or you don't get the job that you thought you wanted or needed, and also the quicker that you are able to recognize that, and not hold on to the betrayal, whatever, the faster the universe is able to release to you what you are meant to have. Because if you are holding on to something that you thought you needed, or a betrayal, or a missed opportunity, you so focused on that, you're not gonna be able to appreciate or even recognize the opportunity that is you're not going to be able to recognize the opportunity that is for you, and you're not going to be able to appreciate it. And with knowing that, that's why the universe won't give you what you really need. Because until you learn to not hold on to a regret or something that you thought you needed, then the universe will give you what you deserve, and what's for you. Basically what I'm saying is, the faster you learn to say, okay, well, this breakup happened, that person wasn't for me, thanks for the memories, thanks for the lessons, and who is for me is coming, as opposed to being like, oh, I was supposed to marry this person, and now what is my life going to be like, and woe is me, and like somber, and like, thinking, trying to blame yourself for all these things that happened, and if I had just been like this, or if I had just said this, then da 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 da, like all of that doesn't mean anything, because if that person was for you, they would be there, or they will come back. And in the meantime, you can focus on yourself, work on yourself, make, whatever lessons that you need to learn from that, you learn from it. Whatever growth you need, you can grow, and then you move on. And then boom, the person that is for you, whether it be that same person or someone else that you wouldn't even dream of, the faster that you're allowing that to happen. But really, I guess the message I'm trying to say is release regrets and pack light. Pack light. The lighter you pack, no holding on to no problems, no worries, no regrets. Live in life day by day, live life to the fullest. Appreciate the things that you do have today, because that appreciation will allow you to have abundance and have more things coming to you. That's really the lesson that I'm trying to push here. Set your intentions to not hold on to regrets. Learn from your mistakes. Create more fulfilling opportunities for yourself and relationships, because you deserve it. Nobody deserves to live in regret. No one deserves to have to pay for their sins, or their I wouldn't say problems, but their mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's something that you learn as a kid. You have your parents will say that to you. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just what you do about those mistakes. Do you hold on to it and allow it to eat away at you, or do you say, oh, dust yourself off and try again? Oh, I made this mistake. Now at least I know next time what to do. I'm not gonna treat this person like that, or I'm not gonna do things that way. I'm gonna do it a different way, because I know better. I know that when I talked to my ex like that, that's was one of the reasons why they left, or whatever, or because I didn't put forth the effort in my job, that's why I lost my job, or whatever. Just basically learning from what choices that you made, and how that played a role in your potential, like whatever thing that went wrong, your missed opportunities, and learning how to move forward. That's really the important thing to do, because life is a journey. Nobody has the answers to everything. That's the whole point of it. That's why it makes you appreciate life more, because we don't know the answers. I don't know what's going to happen in an hour. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, this week, next month, end of this year. We don't know. And you can predict, and you can try to do what you think you need to do, or believe what you think is going to happen. But at the end of the day, we all live life day by day, because you just don't know. So being able to release those regrets and live each day without regret is really the way that we should live as humans, because it allows you to be free, and to allow yourself to gain the knowledge that you need, and the lessons that you need, and to if you think about it, like if you say like, oh, I regret, if you have a regret of like dating, a certain race, or like a certain zodiac sign, or something like that, like some people do that, believe that. And it's like, if I dated a Libra and they broke my heart, and then, you live your life from there forward, like, oh, I don't date Libras because of this person did this. That's crazy. You're holding on to regret, because you regret dating that Libra, and now you're giving that person power over your future. No, that doesn't make any sense. Like, take the lesson and keep it moving. And all right, now I know next time, if I come across a Libra or whoever, then, I can recognize these signs, and I know this time this is potentially what could happen, and now I'm going to make a different choice. Life is all choices. What you eat, what you wear, how you think. Um, we all get a choice, and you can either live your life in regret and basically potentially speed the process of your life coming to an end, or you could not live your life in regret and take the lessons and learn from them for yourself, being able to open to teach it to others and appreciate the good. Take the good with the bad, the happy with the sad, and knowing how to move forward. The key is to move forward. Don't allow yourself to get stuck. Because when you live in regret, you are stuck. You do not move forward. You're literally standing in the same position. You don't want to be standing in the same position you were in last year, 2 years ago, 8 years ago, all because of one bad move or one bad choice. That's just crazy, you know? And it makes no sense, and it does nothing for you. And then you do become a victim. And who wants to be a victim? I don't think anyone actually wants to be a victim in life. You're a beautiful soul. So remembering that, and to keep developing, keep learning along the way, and teaching others. Okay? So that's really all I have to say. Release your regrets. Live your life day by day. Pack light. Don't let anybody steal your shine. Don't let anybody's miserable life impact yours. A lesson, and I actually can relate to this regret, not even to regrets necessarily, but to when you feel, I'm gonna talk about the rejection part, because feeling rejected, and what that can do to you, not allowing yourself to carry that. Because the person who rejected you, and I'm not talking about it in like a romantic relationship. I'm talking about, like, it could be anything. But you potentially could have been rejected in life, whether as a child or an adult or anything. And what that can do to you, your inner child. It can stunt you. It can stunt your growth, because it could, maybe, as a child, you don't know how to deal with those feelings, and you don't know what to say or anything. And if someone triggers that, you could potentially respond as a child would. And the lesson is to learn that, hey, I can't let this person's choices impact me and how I'm going to choose to live my life, or interact with this person. I'm gonna make a better choice than what they did, and I'm gonna handle things in a different way, in a better way. And being able to do that will help you in life, because you don't want to be holding on to baggage, and you definitely don't want to hold on to baggage that isn't yours. If a parent did you wrong as a child, that's not your baggage to carry. I think that sometimes that happens with us, is that a parent or authoritative figure might have done you wrong in various ways. It could be in any kind of way, and as a child, you don't necessarily, maybe you don't know what to say to that, so you hold on to it and you say nothing, because as a child, you're supposed to respect adults. And as an adult, you might still be holding on to that anger, to that rejection, to that pain, and you don't know how to interact with maybe that person, or someone who triggers you to have those feelings again. And knowing that it's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to take on your parents or your that adult's role in your life, as far as like what they were supposed to be to you. Like, if you had a parent who wasn't there, and that hurt you, that hurts your inner child. And then as an adult, they still don't make the effort to be there for you, and they still don't take responsibility for their actions, or they don't take accountability. That's not your responsibility to carry. You can recognize it, release the regret, for yourself in the sense of like, I regret that this person wasn't there for me because I could have used that. I could have used that in my life. That would have been beneficial to me. But I'm not a victim, and they weren't there for whatever reason, and that's not my problem. That's none of my business, really. That's what I'm. Yeah, it's none of your business. It's none of your business why this person made these choices, and it's none of your business to carry that regret. It's not your regret. You didn't do anything wrong, So, and that's not everyone's life, but I'm just giving an example, that it's not, we as humans, not our responsibility to carry our own regret, and definitely not somebody else's, because you're only responsible for you. So release your regrets, live life the best that you can, learn lessons as much as you can, and pack light and learn along the way. So hope you guys have a great Sunday. It's getting colder out now, so bundle up, I guess, and look forward to a great week. Take care of yourselves, and as always, thank you for listening. This is your host, Chanel, and meditate, manifest, invest in you. Thank you.